Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if
Kermit.
You're saying
like
not to
frog?
do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. What a week I have had. It has been a crazy week, and I just work at my regular job, but I also try to keep on seeing what's going on in the Kermit and Friends world. And I was just so thrilled with how the Stuttering John interview went last week. It has tortured me. I say to myself, how can I get a show to surpass that show? It's impossible to surpass something like that. I mean, I couldn't have planned it better. Last minute, I invited Cyan Z on with me to ask him the difficult questions, and he showed up, and I was just so blessed for that. All the callers, I want to thank Gonzo. I'd like to thank definitely Gonzo Shitcock. He was a big part of that interview. Brain the caller. All the mean callers I want to thank. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my siblings for always being there for me. The people that hired me at my office, all the schooling. I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting. That prepared me for that moment. I also worked at the Howard Stern Show. Obviously, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even know John. So I just want to thank, everybody in my life that led me to the moment of interviewing John on Kermit and Friends, because that was really the most pivotal time in my life. I can't think of a time where I was more proud. I did piano recitals when I was a kid, and those were good. I got a lot of praise for that. At work, I tend to do well at work. I'm in finance. You guys know that. I get praise. Sometimes I get deals and people are happy for me, but it was nothing ever before that's happened to me as much as I felt proud of Stuttering John on Kermit and Friends. I'm telling you, it didn't lead to good things for myself and John's relationship. He's not talking to me anymore. He blocked me on Twitter. I can't call him. The best thing that I can do right now is show up at the what is it called? Piggly Wiggly? Pitts Wits? I don't know, some really low-end bar that he goes to every day. I'm at 3 p.m. I'm thinking of going there today, but I'm not sure because I really hate the Valley. Truly. Whoa. I am, let's see, what is that? Feedback. I have some feedback right now.
Uh-oh. Are we causing feedback? I told you need to up the engineering department a little bit.
I do. Okay, so the reason why I'd be having feedback is maybe it's playing through your monitor. So if you could turn down your monitor, you guys, this is exciting. While Drew's working on his audio and his monitor, I'm going to play you a little bit about Drew's career. He has to close the YouTube tab. So if the YouTube tab is open, you have to close that. So work on that. Everybody enjoy this video I have on Drew's career right here.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
We're live on Facebook.
Detroit always has something to talk about, whether it's Kwame or the rebirth of Detroit or, the Pistons in 2004, the Red Wings in 97, 98. Wow, that was a great story. I mean, to be all over that every morning and you're the first guy that gets to talk about it, that's really cool. Getting people to call in and calling people out and getting great interviews. I mean, that's a lot of fun.
Hi, what's poppin', everybody? We're live in the DealsInTheD.com studios.
I'm Judy Daniels, and we are in Drew's basement.
My name is Drew, and we started a podcast in my basement. It's kind of a Wayne's World effect.
And Wayne's World, I think, describes it really well.
It's the Drew and Mike Show with Drew, Mark, Trudy.
Pirate radio, if you will. No FCC regulations, which we've run afoul of over time at WRIF. Total freedom. Drew and Mike podcast. Because it's since 2000, and since 2000, I think the well's a little dry, folks. I was at RIF for 22 years. It's nice to be your own boss and not have to answer to anybody. The other problem is that you find out that they did do stuff that you have to do now. So, like run a business. So that part's really hard. But the part doing the show is total freedom. And no FCC, again, there's literally complete freedom, internet radio.
Eminem's got a bunch of songs in there. Eminem songs were some of the best ones I saw in there.
Yeah.
It's White Stripes.
They're way up there.
Drew is by far the smartest, funniest, easy radio person to work with because I think he makes people comfortable.
I like the imagination of it, the ability to paint pictures. The ability to paint pictures, that sounds so dramatic.
Working out of a basement. It's not that bad, is it?
I love it. Our microphones are top flight. The acoustics in here are great. It's the future of radio.
Hello? Tony, it's the Drew and Mike Show.
We're only paying 6 people, but 6 people do all the work. We started out with about 30,000 people listening, which was all based on our riff past. And it grew. Word spreads on social media, and now we're over 6 figures. And so radio, you're sort of limited. This is like a rash. It's like it could be hopefully a viral podcast. And it's doing really well right now, but I always want more. So we'll see.
All right. Okay, now you're muted. Let's see. I know you haven't. Oh, now you're unmuted. Okay, you're back.
I never knew Trudy said all those great things about me before. I'm so touched.
You never saw that video?
I did see that video, but I don't think I heard her comments about would you say I'm the smartest? Yeah. And then I make people feel comfortable. Well, that's pretty cool. She looked really good on that too.
Yeah. I didn't know what she looked like. I've been listening to your show. I was trying to picture everybody. This is actually the first time I'm seeing you. So you watched part of that video. It's only like a minute video. Did you turn it off midway?
No. I watched it with great interest.
Okay, good.
I've never been introduced with a bio like that before. That was really intense.
Yeah. Are you proud now?
Trudy is a walking billboard for human growth hormone. She is. She looks fantastic. She really does.
Yeah, she does. Does she always dress to impress like that when she's in the studio? Because you guys are just audio. You have no video on your show.
Well, we do Facebook Live sometimes, but Trudy, I don't know if she's just preaching or she's going to church or what, but she generally dresses pretty well. She might dress down a little bit, but when she knew Channel 4 was coming in or Channel 2, wherever that was, yeah, she ups her game. She does. She does a good game.
So, Drew, the way I know you, I actually met you through Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Can you just tell everybody a little bit about how you met him? I don't even know how that happened.
We had an interview with Andy Dick a long time ago, and then I think we stumbled into his home phone number. We started calling him once a month or so. Mm-hmm. Maybe once a month. And he was always stellar, and he would spill and drop names. And I mean, I've determined he's like the Kevin Bacon game. He has worked with everyone. It's incredible. And he was telling stories that he shouldn't have told, in my opinion, but they were great for us. And then we lost him. He just completely left the planet. I mean, you know how that works.
When did that happen? When did you lose him? Because you have him back now, right?
We do. We lost him in 2015, I would say, and we found him again in 2018.
Okay.
And then we started calling. We never set it up. It is always completely random, and that's why there's been some really roller coastery moments that Andy has shared on our podcast. But he's honestly, I think he's the best semi-regular guest that we've ever had. He's that good.
Yeah, but you haven't had Stuttering John yet. That's the thing, though.
I know, and I love the way you discussed that, because it seems to me that your life peaked.
Yes,
your life just peaked, which is great.
Yeah, no, it's not going to get any better than this, Drew. I got so much praise from your show and from Who Are These Podcasts? I mean, they went over the whole thing. They played 55 clips. The guy, Carl, spent 5 hours editing the clips. And that just makes me just absolutely thrilled. And I can't imagine what I could do now that would make more entertainment for people, make people happier.
No, this last week was all about you. And I know how that feels. My life peaked in Little League. So,
really?
For you that it happened later, and just now. I mean, enjoy the glow.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. But you've been on terrestrial radio for how many years?
Oh, boy, too many. Well, really since 1982.
So you didn't have a top moment like that? You didn't have a moment that went viral? Maybe you interviewed somebody, they disclosed something, or they said something to you that...
What's that, Mark?
Bobbitt was pretty big.
When John Bobbitt's penis was cut off and reattached, we were one of the first shows we flew him in under heavy armed guard because everyone wanted to talk to John Bobbitt. And so we had John Bobbitt in the studio. All the local TV was there. Other people. Clips of him ran everywhere, wearing our T-shirts and with us in the background and stuff. But
wow,
to think of that as a peak that I kind of piggybacked off John Bobbitt's penis being cut off. I don't know. I think Little League. I threw a no-hitter my first game in Little League when I was 11 years old, and that was, I truly think my life peaked then.
Really? But did you see him naked at all? Did you see what he looked like?
We made him show it to Trudy.
Oh my gosh, is she okay after that?
Yeah, she was okay. I think she was intrigued from a medical standpoint. She said it had a knuckle. My guys are still hitting drops for you. That's nice.
That's amazing. I can't believe that you brought in an engineer for this.
Absolutely. Because
I was so flattered.
Well, I just told you yesterday that you need to get on the engineering department.
Yes.
Because I listened to the Onision show.
Yes, you did.
You told me that you were very proud of that show. So I listened to it and I was angry. I was livid because Onision sounded better than you or anyone on the show. And I'm like, but the guest doesn't sound better than the host. Elise is the host. The engineers should have been pulling their hair out and crying. And they should have been dressed down after that show.
Yeah, we don't have, we have a COO, which I don't even know where he is right now. We have multiple producers, but I don't think we have an engineer yet. That's something I will look for. We have a wrap-up show host. We have a wrap-up show that plays after this show. And actually, he has a couple problems that he wants to talk about.
Really?
Yeah.
How am I doing so far? I'm wondering if I'm going to make the wrap-up show.
You know what? You can come on anytime. As long as you take that hat off, you're perfect, man. It's just beautiful.
What is that, James?
We all got to have our hair showing. I even did my hair today for you.
You look great. James, I saw a lot of complaints. I was telling Drew that we have a Kermit and Friends fan club on Discord. I was trying to convince Drew to get on Discord with his show. And I noticed that you were posting all morning that you're upset with Kermit and Friends. Your friends are upset with Kermit and Friends. What is the problem?
Okay, so I'm just saying that it's okay. First, I should say who I am, right? Just so you have an idea. I work with dogs. I work with dangerous dogs, Drew. So I deal with dogs that have attempted to kill people, all that stuff. I got an article coming.
Well, how do you deal with them? Do you counsel them?
Yeah, if you Google BC Dog Whisperer, I deal with dogs that are literally dragging people into the shelter to kill them. They're 150, 200-pound dogs.
Ooh, I've never heard of this occupation. This sounds really rough.
Yeah, it's pretty esoteric. So I've got an article coming out in a major dog magazine out in this winter, plus a book coming out at the end of this 2022.
Wow. Did you answer an ad to get that job, by the way?
No, I used to be a truck driver. So I just got into it. I was working on my own with it. And anyways, I don't want to take up too much time because I got the wrap-up show to deal with, and I don't want to take away from Elisa. All I'm saying is that what's happening in the Kermit and Friends Discord is it's a hijacking, and it's always the same people all the time talking about the same grievances all the time, and it's just rooted in such dark mire. And it's like, I want to see Elisa, because I think Elisa is absolutely brilliant, and she's got a great big star ahead of her. But it's like if everything just gets dragged down every time, and it's always talking about some really dark topics.
What are they? I don't understand what they're trolling about.
There's a gentleman who is credibly accused and convicted of child rape.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's how dark it is, right? So I don't want to give the guy any more air than it is necessary, but it is.
But you had that guy on your wrap-up show, yet you're claiming you're upset that he's on this show. So why would you have him on your wrap-up show?
He showed up on the wrap-up show. So I had no control of it. He came under a moniker as well, and I told him I'm going to be respectful if you're respectful. And that's it. So I gave him respect.
Does he deserve that?
You know what?
You deal with wayward dogs. I think you can handle this guy.
I got to be kind of like the anti-Elisa. You know what I mean? Like, Elisa's really cool and chill. Like, she's hanging out and putting up with John and all that shit. But for me, I got to kind of offset that. But it's my first show that I did. He came on, and he was very polite. And so I said, hey, if you're going to be polite and respectful, I'm going to be polite to you as well. And then eventually he tried to take over the show. So I just put him off into the backstage, and then he basically got deleted out. But the thing is,
Elisa's fan club is a Mark fest. All they do is talk about Mark. Yeah.
I don't know what guy hasn't been trying to go out with Elisa.
No, but here's the thing, Drew. I am open to anybody coming on the show, even if they are convicted child rapists. I'm actually more interested in that than a celebrity or a regular person, because that is fascinating. I mean, it's not every day you get to talk to someone like that. So I'm not banning that person.
I want to know how I got in the optimal guest category with that person. Did I do something wrong?
I mean, I have all people on.
Am I going to be stuttering John?
I don't think so.
That was so surgical, by the way.
Who's that dude?
It really was. Really, really good. Your life did peak. I don't know how you're going to top that.
Well, we have our COO here who could, Bob, you're the COO of Kermit and Friends that has very bad audio right now. So just turn down your monitor. Bob, you're the one that brought this person into the community. So do you have any thoughts on what James is saying?
Well, I was hoping that those entire group, or that entire group of people, wouldn't follow me over here. But yeah, I understand what both of them are saying. But first of all, John is nuts. You can't go after Elisa for having him on the show and then turn around and have him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't do that. Otherwise, you're talking to yourself looking in the mirror. And there is a big question mark as to whether or not the guy was ever actually guilty of it. Because
he pled guilty to statutory rape. Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, but the thing is, he took the plea bargain before it ever went to trial. And the first year, in 2007, they dropped all the charges for all three women. And then they brought 4 charges with the one woman, and then went forward with 1 charge. And before it ever went to court, he took the plea deal so that he could go on with his tour and music career and not have to stand trial a second time.
He's a country singer, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he tried to be, put it that way. He's okay. He's decent, but
is the country music world that forgiving? I don't think so.
Yeah. Most people didn't know about it back then. That's the thing about it.
Well, I don't know. I could move on from this guy if you can.
Well, you're more like a
I'm the new guy. Pay attention to me.
Bob, where is our guest, Gorilla Glue Girl? You booked her. Where is she?
Man, I just called her and sent her a couple of texts. So if she don't pop in, that's on her.
Okay. Work on that. See, that's our COO, who I thought you would like, because he's similar to your reoccurring guest on your show. Who is that guest that you told me about with the Trump vehicle?
Oh, the Trump Unity Bridge. He drives the Trump Unity Bridge everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Before the election, during the election, and now he's still driving around. I would have thought usually when somebody loses a presidency, we just forget about him. But Trump was doing the boxing match last night. There was a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield fighting, who's 59. Like, what the fuck? And he lost in 1 minute and 49 seconds. But Trump was doing, and they were chanting, "We want Trump" after the national anthem. We love Trump. It's so weird. I couldn't figure out, why would someone buy pay-per-view to hear Trump do boxing? I just
we would
so
have
weird.
such high ratings.
Well, they had to get about 40,000 extra people to make money off having him on. So I wonder if they did. They probably did.
Wow. Yeah, I did not watch that. I am not a Trump person. I met Trump when I was like 18 years old, and he did not come across well then or now.
Oh, what was the occasion of you meeting Trump?
What was my impression? So I was at the Hugh Hefner roast.
Oh.
Yes, in New York City at the Friars Club. And he asked for my number through another woman.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Hot.
Yes, he did.
You could have been first lady.
I think I could have been, because he would call me all the time. And
really?
I'm terrible at math, so I can't figure out if he was married at that time or not. But yeah, he was definitely like pursuing me, and I was I was very young. And
wait, you were 18, so that was how many years ago?
Don't worry about how many years ago. If you really wanted to put time into it, you could figure it out.
Okay. You said I thought I was trying to help you with math.
I do want to step in here for a second, because Donald Trump has made comment on these allegations.
Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you.
Oh, no.
That's too bad. But yeah, I wasn't interested back then. But yeah, I kind of wish I was.
Just a little.
No, I really wasn't. He was just some guys that have power, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
You try to imagine it. So if they're like very unattractive, but they have some power, you're like, all right, is there any way, could I possibly? And then you try to just figure out a way that it could work, and it just is impossible. With him, it's just impossible. I mean, personality bad, looks bad, just all around bad. There's nothing good.
You are fake news.
Okay, now, Andy, I think I discovered something listening to the Onision show.
Yes.
Possibly. I believe you and Andy, the problems might be about control.
Yeah, I can't control him at all.
I heard him a man on your roof, freezing cold, for over an hour, and you would not open the door for him. Now, it's a little selfish for him, I think, to insist that you leave your show and open the door and the dogs bark and all that. But there was clearly the push-pull, and in the end, did he get his way?
Actually, he walked home that day. He didn't even wait for me to finish the show.
Oh, so you did win the control battle. You didn't let him in.
Yeah. So like 2 nights ago, on Friday, he was trying to get me to go to like Marina Del Rey, which is pretty far, and perform with him with 1 hour notice. Okay, 1 hour notice.
Oh, that's the stand-up gig he had.
Yeah. And I love performing, so that would have been fun for me. But I think he's trying to see like how much he can get out of me right now, and how malleable I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to find out that somebody is really malleable, but it doesn't seem like you're very malleable.
No, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. Because everybody in his life kind of caters to him, right? Yeah. So everybody's always picking him up and paying for his meals. And I caught on to that. It took me a while to catch on to that. It took me like a month. But people are doing everything for him. He's got groupies surrounding him 24/7. So I don't want to be like one of those people. I want to be different. So I think the way to do that is just to not cater to him. He's got to cater to me, because I don't want a man where I have to follow him around and pay for all his crap and just do whatever he wants. I want him to do whatever I want.
Why? He never pays for anything?
No, never.
Why not? He never has money? He has to have money.
So he has money coming in, but his bank account is attached to Lucas.
What?
So that guy, Lucas, is...
so you're supporting Lucas indirectly when you pay for Andy's stuff.
Yeah. So if say I stupidly transferred money into Andy's account, it would go directly to Lucas.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's a horrible situation.
Fucking That's not right.
It's terrible.
Anyway, I just out of curiosity, did Andy get frostbite or anything from this control battle?
Yeah, he was unhappy. He was unhappy. He's been unhappy with a lot of things that have been going on with me, but I just decided to let him go. I'm back to working full time, so I'm really busy. And also I'm busy with Kermit and Friends. So I just don't have time to chase him around town anymore like I used to. We went all over. I'd pick him up and we'd go here and there, promoting Kermit and Friends, just having fun. But now I just want to be more serious and just, if he wants me, he knows where to find me.
Does he not know that you graduated from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting?
He doesn't even know my middle name, Drew. He doesn't know anything. He knows nothing. He doesn't know. He never Googled me. I said, Andy, don't you want to know who you're marrying? Why don't you just type my name into Google? You'll see a lot of things about me. You could learn about me. I have some videos online. He has not watched. You've watched more Kermit and Friends than he has.
I have, probably. That's so disappointing because I think people tend to think that, oh, Lisa, she's using him because he's famous and he's a superstar. And then the fact is that you're paying for everything and you're living on his terms. Hey,
yes.
HUD.
So this is one of Andy's friends named Hud Isaacson. Hud, are you listening to what myself and Drew are talking about? Do you have any thoughts?
I didn't really hear. Oh, Lucas and the credit card.
Yeah, Lucas and the credit card.
And I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Exactly. It is crazy, Hud. It is crazy. And, it's something that I don't like, but I'm creating space right now. I've read a lot of books on this topic. And in relationships, I think it's best to give the other person space. When you want to get closer to that person, you actually back up.
I like the way you brought HUD in for that commentary and then just quickly dismissed him because he's really served a purpose.
Yeah, no, he did. No, he's a very close friend of Andy. He's very close with Andy, and he actually lived with Andy. And I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah. This is one of Andy's former roommates, right, Hud?
Not really. I mean, but I would sleep on the couch when my girlfriend was mad at me. But I'm wearing my girlfriend's wig. You see.
It's a good look. I like it.
And I ran out of the apartment before she snatched it off my head.
Isn't he great? He's amazing. I want to actually show you some of his music later because he's a rapper and he's very talented. One of the things that we've discussed is on Google, when you Google me, it says that I'm an American radio personality. And I heard you bring that up on your show and you were upset. And I was looking you up, and it also, not only did it not say American radio personality after you've been in the business for like so many years, but also your Wikipedia says you're a porn star.
I know that's not entirely true. I dabbled in porn, but I'm not a porn star. As far as the American radio personality, that's something that I saw. This is so stupid. I'm really embarrassed to say. It's going to make me sound like the worst, dumbest boomer. But I saw certain people with American radio personality, and there'd be a little picture, like a headshot, and then a description, and then of course I never had that myself, and I kept noticing that people in smaller and smaller markets, and people that really, I didn't seem. I thought you had to earn that, and so I thought, wow, I am really being beaten down in this industry. Everybody's an American radio personality, but me. And then it seems that actually the joke is on me because. It can be achieved. It's just that people are not trying to make it happen for me, and I haven't made it happen for myself.
Okay, boomer.
Well, maybe you need some help because Wikipedia is actually very simple to use. I mean, any fan at any point can create you one of your own. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I just thought I was being snubbed repeatedly. But maybe we can merge our engineering departments.
Yes. That is my strongest department here. So that is a good thing. And maybe we can help. Is there anywhere else where you felt slighted in this industry?
No, I don't think I've felt terribly slighted. Have I been slighted badly? You guys are around me. No, I don't expect much. I've never been the guy that sends your picture into the trade magazines all the time, which I should have. By right. I mean, I don't know what I won for not doing that, but I didn't do it. So.
Well, I guess pride, right? Pride and pretty much that's it.
Yep. I did want to tell you though, because we have a show to record in a little bit, and the Lions game is on right now. Which this is you don't know how huge this is for me to make this appearance during the Lions game. It's huge.
I'm so thrilled. I was shocked. Well, first of all, I was really surprised at how much you loved the Stuttering John interview that I did.
I did. I thought it was stellar. It was surgical.
Yeah. And so after that interview, you texted me more than anyone's texted me. You texted me more than like Andy's texted me or Benji's texted me or any human being has texted me. So I was like, wow, this guy really loved that interview.
I wanted you to hear his show because he was, this is so funny. Carl, who are these podcasts? People must listen to who are these podcasts if you want to hear more about this because Carl has a new show. And what I was really getting a great laugh out of were a few things. One, that someone has his phone number. And so as soon as John is live, someone calls that and he has the ringer on, which why would he have? Is there some reason he would have the ringer on? And then he says, I'm going to answer this because this costs them more money when I answer the call. And so he answers it and he acts as if the people cannot hang up the phone. So, oh my God, I'm paying 19 cents a minute. This is going to kill me. And so then just as he's explained that, the phone rings again, which is like, well, wait, if they can't hang up, how did it ring again? And it rang and rang. So I was sending you all the times that it rang so it was just really funny. And then personally, the highlight for me was when John said that sabotaging a guest, which is basically how he made his name, right?
Yes.
Asking stupid questions to people. Sabotaging guests is the worst thing you can do. And that is why you have 3 viewers. And then he paused for a second and he said, Claudia Garcia, thanks for the $3.
Yeah, I was so sad when you sent me the video of John saying how much he hated this show because it was my most fun interview ever. I actually have a clip of this of John complaining about being on Kermit and Friends. This is very sad, you guys.
Oh boy. Don't address it, but now it's just getting kind of fun. I did the biggest troll of all show the other day. Oh my God. It was too much fun. She books me, right? But then she has guests that she knows are going to trash me to come on. Now, I had to say to this, I had to say to this lunatic, how do you expect to ever get a guest on if you're going to have somebody on and then sabotage them? How do you expect to ever build your audience if all you're going to do is sabotage? Heck, I'm the biggest name this chick has ever had on her show. How does she expect to get anybody bigger if her whole goal is to sabotage them? Now, I didn't really care. I enjoyed it, actually. I enjoyed demeaning these trolls to their faces, calling out their criminal history, their criminal backgrounds and records, and their inebriated shows that they do, and their obsessions with me, and their spread of misinformation about me, which continues on a daily basis. And it doesn't really, I swear to you, it doesn't bother me. I enjoyed the time doing this troll show. But it's just a horrible business. It's a horrible business plan to beg a guest to come on, and then when they come on, you trash, and then she just sabotages me with other guests that she knows are going to sabotage me. So in essence, she's trying to get clicks for herself. And then, but she's going to get maybe that click for that one show. But who else is going to want to do it? If you can't trust the person, then after she does this, she has the audacity to text me and ask me to come back. No, I did my charity for the week. Okay, I'm not coming back. Okay, anytime. I did my charity like I promised. Matt, I'll pass.
Isn't that so sad? The weird thing is, Drew, is I didn't even prepare for that interview at all. I didn't write down one question. Usually I do. But for him, I was just, I'm just so thrilled with who he is as a person. And he can teach us so many lessons.
Yes.
That's how, I mean, the way he looks at life and just looks at his situation. I mean, I could see it so clearly, like from my point of view. I just think he should be laughing at all this. This is funny. This is hilarious. The whole thing is so funny, but he does not have a sense of humor, which is weird for a comedian.
No, he doesn't. He told the one joke. I don't know if you'll ever replay it on your show. It was possibly the worst joke I've ever heard. I wasn't even sure it was a joke. I mean, we've analyzed it quite a bit on our show.
The Uber pickup?
We've analyzed, yeah. I wish we had the audio handy. But it was, he said, yeah, I was in Reno and I got picked by an Uber. The only time an Uber's ever been a pickup truck. and Lisa was sitting there like, what's that? Did a joke just happen? I mean, you were really, but he gave it great joke support himself.
Yes. No, he laughs at his own joke, his single joke that he had. And he was just, I just like love this guy. And I'm sad. Last night I was getting sad because I was putting together his best clips from the show. And I thought, okay, I was trying to look at it objectively and think, okay, are all these clips like mean? Are they all making John look bad or are they funny? It's like weird. I can't tell anymore.
Did you leave his Venmo code somewhere? Is there something going on there?
I felt bad. I did. I felt bad. And I thought, okay, is he right? Is this guy right? Is John right? Did I go after him or was I just progressing with the interview? I just wanted to get the most information out of him. And I feel like we did get a lot of information.
Oh, you got a ton. I mean, he really showed himself. He showed every aspect of his personality, every unflattering aspect. And I'm not sure if he showed anything else. But one thing I thought was interesting was that he went on your show because you begged him.
I did. I begged. I did for a long time. And I went to dinner with him, which I thought was weird. He would not go on my show unless I went to dinner with him. And I thought that put me in a bad, like I looked at him a little negatively after that.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Cause I thought, okay, if I was a guy, I don't think he would say that.
Did he think that was a date and then you showed up with a bunch of people? Because that's kind of how I took it.
Yeah. So he asked me on a hiking date, which sounded terrible to me. A hiking date with anyone. I mean, a hiking date with like Brad Pitt would be, I mean, just anybody, even the best looking guy, even the coolest guy. Hiking is just too long. It's sweaty, it's gross, especially with like a sweaty person. Yeah, he is sweaty anyway. Yeah. So I can't imagine like hiking with a sweaty person like that. It just sounds horrible. So the hiking, I had to say no. But then I thought, John, I have a feeling if he came on Kermit and Friends, he'd be really great. It might be worth it to do something with him.
Great call.
Yeah. So I texted him. I said, John, please come on Kermit and Friends. I'd love to have you on. He says, only if we do dinner, So I'm like, all right, you know what? I got this guy Kleenex in town, this fan in town named Kleenex, and he wanted to meet with me. So it was 2 meetings I was avoiding. Okay. It was 2 meetings that I was scared of and avoiding. So I decided to combine them. And I thought that was a great idea.
Oh, I bet that. I cannot imagine the look on his face when he realized that someone else was coming to dinner.
Yeah. He wasn't happy, right? Kleenex?
He was not happy. I was there when he came in, and the first thing he did is he says, "Oh, she's done this to me before. I think it's just going to be us." And she brings all these guys, and I'm like, well, she said at dinner. She didn't say alone. I don't think she ever said alone. Did you ever say alone?
No, the word alone was never in there. It was just dinner. So technically, there was dinner.
But all I can say about him is Elisa was very charming. It was fantastic to meet her. But he was exactly what I expected because I've watched him for so many years and his new podcast. And the thing that cracked me up was he always has to defend that he's not bitter. But didn't he come off bitter to you?
Oh,
I mean, on the show, I think he even came up. But I agree. I agree with you, Drew. I think it's her best show. I was thinking she really prepared for it. I'm amazed to hear that she now says she had notes. I think it's her best interview so far. And I thought the guy trolling him, the guy with the microphone in his face, I thought that was hilarious. I can't understand why John didn't see the humor in that.
But
He's
John
flattered.
had criminal records of all the people that she surprised him with.
I don't know how he knew about those people. So he's got to be deep in YouTube, deep in, the Reddit. He says he doesn't read Reddit. There is 0% chance that is true.
Oh, no, his intel was allegedly off the charts because he didn't know this is going to happen, yet he was ready for it when it did with the criminal histories of all the people that checked in. That's pretty amazing. You got to give him credit for that. And then I'm wondering about the Pickwick Pub, because he says he's at the Pickwick Pub at 3:00 every day. And then he says, you got a problem with me? You come to the Pickwick Pub and I can handle myself. So do they have a boxing ring there? I mean, is the Pickwick Pub okay with him taking all people that he wants to threaten or are threatening him at the Pickwick Club? That doesn't seem like a good business move.
I was planning on going to the Pickwick pub, and I'm a little scared to do it, but I think I should film it. I could bring Sigmund with me because he's local. Sigmund, are you willing to go to the Pickwick Club with me or pub and spy on John and get the mileage on his car? Because that's a question a lot of people have.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? That sounds like a interesting opportunity.
Yes.
There we are. Hey, hello.
Yeah, so the information we need to get from the Pickwick pub today is the mileage in the car.
Yes.
We need to interview the bartenders,
Okay.
the wait staff. Do you have a pen, Sigmund? Can you write this down?
I'd like to know how used the car is too, because he described it as a new car. I heard him say that. He said, "My kids love my new car," and we know it's a used Mercedes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
I felt he was misrepresenting the vehicle to his children.
Well, the vehicle is from 2013. I got that information. So I don't know how many miles are on it, but that's something we'll find out today. We'll ask what he's drinking, how many drinks he has, how many people have threatened to kill him on a daily basis there, if he's really there every day at 3. What else should we find out, Drew?
If the car has any Bondo on it, or if there's any major dents, or just sort of how used it is, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of miles on that car. Be nice to find out if he gets there at 3:03, 2:57, 3:09, because sounds like, I mean, that is his day. If there's one thing he has scheduled, it's Pickwick Pub, 3 o'clock. Kick anyone's ass who has a problem with me.
Yeah, he wants a fight. It's so odd that he's actually begging people to fight him. I come in peace. I just want to get some information, and I'll come there with Sigmund. Does that ever happen to you, Drew? Because I know you're very well known in the Detroit area. Do fans like stalk you? Do you get anything like John gets?
Not really, no. No one seems to want to fight me.
Really? Never? You don't get any haters?
Oh, yeah, we get haters. We do. But it's usually about some commentary on the show. Like, okay, here's what the audience does, which has become funny to me. If I talk about the TV show The Bachelor, they'll say, all you talk about is The Bachelor. That's all you talk about. What else what else do I only talk about? COVID. Oh, COVID. Yeah, if we talk about COVID. Oh, you're talking about COVID. The Beatles.
Well, the COVID thing, Drew, something I was surprised at was you had Adam Carolla. So your show was one of the top podcasts this week. What number were you on the charts this week?
We were number 84.
Okay, so 84 out of all the podcasts in the world, you're number 84.
In the comedy category.
In the comedy category next to Chelsea Handler. I noticed that.
Yeah, we were ahead of Chelsea Handler.
Okay, so you beat Chelsea Handler.
And Jeremy Piven.
Oh, and Jeremy Piven. Okay, so you did very well this week. And so Adam Carolla was a guest on your show. I was surprised that you got Adam Carolla on the show and then asked him only about COVID, pretty much.
Well, I did ask him about the Hall of Fame and about Seacrest and that sort of stuff. But I thought this Joe Rogan story was a really interesting story. And
yeah,
I thought it was kind of bogus. I'm vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated, and I'm not an anti-vax person. But at the same time, some things about the narratives going on that annoy me, like, this hospital in Oklahoma claimed that they were so overrun by people ODing on ivermectin that they couldn't get gunshot victims in. And that story was complete bullshit. It was carried everywhere.
That was a lie. That was not true at all.
No, it wasn't. And as Adam pointed out, they showed the line of people trying to get into was that the line of people trying to get in the emergency room?
It was a photo that they had used that showed people trying to get into the emergency room, but it was too backed up. However, the photo was actually from a year ago, and it was completely unrelated to the story.
It was totally cold out, too. People were all bundled up. And so we knew it was total bullshit. And I just thought that, I realize that we want that everyone's supposed to get vaccinated, but that doesn't mean we have to, go overboard and say anybody who takes ivermectin is taking horse dewormer. Well, no, it's not just horse dewormer. It's for rosacea. There are human reasons to take it. So, maybe I'm making too fine a point here, but I just don't like. It seems like the people who are pounding their fist demanding everyone get vaccinated, or the people who are pounding their fist saying, you're sheep if you get vaccinated. I'm not really a fan of either way. I think people do what they do. And the better way to convince people would be to discuss what their objections are rather than just say, you're an idiot. You're taking dewormer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm vaccinated, but I didn't want to be vaccinated. I felt bullied into it. I didn't want to do it. I mean, I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. And I don't know what the I'm an anti-vaxxer that was vaxxed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are like that.
I think a lot of people, because I didn't understand it. I didn't, it seemed weird to me, like the effects that some people had. I didn't like that. I was never afraid of getting COVID. But just so many people were bullying me into it, saying I'm a complete idiot if I don't. So people just call people idiots, like either way.
Well,
So,
imagine if you have to lose your job.
Yeah.
To stay unvaccinated. I mean, that's terrible. I'm going to give up my career. I mean, how many people are succumbing on that basis? Now, personally, I didn't have a problem. I got vaccinated. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any worse. I didn't feel any better. But I feel more protected, and I'm an older guy, so I'm really. If anybody should be vaccinated, it's probably me.
yeah, but you work from home, right?
Yeah, I don't take a lot of chances.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't take a lot of chances. Yeah. For me, like I work in a very conservative office, and a lot of those people are not vaccinated. There's not 100 people there. There's a lot fewer. But yeah, these guys.
How many of them would get vaccinated if they said either get vaccinated or you lose your job?
I don't know. These people are very against that kind of thing. I mean, I don't like being forced into things too. Like I don't like the fact that I felt forced into it. I was talking to people. Actually, I talked to several doctors there, and I said, "What's going on in this hospital right now?" Because I got it at Kaiser Permanente. I said, "Is this hospital full of people that are dying of COVID?" And they said, "No, it's very quiet over here." So that was weird, because that's like the main hospital here in Los Angeles where there's a big problem. So I'm anti-people right now. Okay. Because people are so annoying about this. And I'm so sick
I know
of
how
it.
you feel.
I'm so sick of it either way. And the thing I hate the most is people attacking other people for their views on it, because nobody knows. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to die in a couple of years because of the vaccine, or if I'm going to die of COVID, or, either way, we don't really know. I talked to a doctor and a scientist on this show about it. And they seem to know something. They say to get vaccinated. So let's just listen to those guys. I'm not going to listen to Joe Rogan about it. That's for sure. I'm not going to ask a comedian about it. Like Adam Carolla. Yeah. It's not Dr. Adam Carolla. Like
no, I agree. I don't think that was exactly what he was trying to do, though. He wasn't telling people not to get vaccinated. He is vaccinated.
Yeah, no, he is. But is he Republican?
He's conservative, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
His objection is to forcing people to do stuff.
Yeah,
put on masks when they're outside, and I'm not trying to, take his spiel or whatever or defend him. I'm just saying that's kind of where he's coming from. He's not an anti-vaxxer or anything like that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, I would love to know. I wonder if Adam Carolla. I mean, I don't really listen to his show. I should start, but I would like to know more things about him. I don't really care about his feelings on health or, wellness, but when you asked him the question about Jimmy Kimmel, I wonder what his true feelings are about him.
He said he's going to Jimmy's daughter's wedding, right?
Yeah. He did say that. He did say that, but is there anywhere in there where there's a little bit of stuttering John, a little bitterness? Do you think there's any part of him that feels that way?
I would think they would both drive each other crazy, because Jimmy is very liberal and Adam is very conservative. So I would think, but chances are, and this is, in my opinion, the smart thing to do, when they get together, they probably don't talk about stupid shit like COVID that they're going to fight over or they're going to disagree about. They probably have. I mean, those guys were really funny together on the Man Show.
Yes, they were.
Everything they did, and I think their friendship is a little deeper. And this is, I hate all these people who say, "Oh, I'm unfollowing all my friends who aren't vaccinated," or, I think that's wrong. I mean, we can't all think exactly the same. And you'll find that you probably think the same way as a lot of your friends do about a lot of things, but not about everything.
No, I went to a pool party last weekend, and they were talking about the vaccine the whole time. And I was thinking, why am I here? This is not relaxing. This is not fun. It's literally like the worst conversation possible. Unless you agree 100% with the other person, it's like a disaster conversation.
Well, most people only want people to agree with them anyway, and they listen to sources that they agree with, and it's one big echo chamber. And I mean, that's a much bigger problem. I'm going to have to move along here, though, because I have a show to do, and I see the Lions are losing 31-10, just in case people like partial scores on Kermit and Friends. I suspect they don't.
I don't know. I doubt it. But Drew, where can people find you if they want to reach out to you or be your friend or watch your show?
Oh, be my friend. That's awesome. That's asking a lot. You can just like me or follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, Drew and Mike Show, or on Twitter. I've been trying to up my Twitter game at Drew Mike Podcast. Possibly the worst address ever for Twitter. I mean, Drew and Mike Show would be good, but it's at Drew Mike Podcast. Not even a
nice name.
Thing.
Not.
And the show, just Google it. Just Drew and Mike iTunes. Drew and Mike Show iTunes or Drew and Mike Show Spotify. We're on 77 platforms. What did I say?
77 platforms.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Everybody add at Drew and Mike Show, I think it is. Is that what he said? I hope so. Add him so you can follow him. I'm on the show sometimes. So if you go to the Drew and Mike Show, their website, you can search for the episodes that I'm on. I'm talking about Andy. I'm talking about Stuttering John. Sometimes they call me and I talk about my office. It's a very fun show. I enjoy it. And because of them, I was on this other show called, what's that show? Who Are These Podcasts? Now we have a guy that is called an American radio personality, DJ Jeff Duran.
Hey, how you doing?
Wow, Jeff. Jeff, you're
Am I a radio personality? That's wild. That's great. I have been, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so blessed to have you on here. You had so many bios. I don't even know what to read about you. I don't even know what to read about you at all because you have 20 bios. So let me just read my favorite one.
Your favorite one?
Yeah, I have a favorite one of you, which was about, okay, here it is. I found it. Not since Sam Kinison has a comedian harnessed such an unbridled fury as the self-dubbed most outrageous comedian of all time. So you are outrageous.
I've been gone. Like, here's the idea. Like, I've been out of this commission for like 10 years, basically. I retired. I was on the radio 10 years ago. No kidding. And I retired. I live in Newport Beach. I have a good life. I live better than John. You know, like, I can't even believe you guys are putting that guy up on a pedestal. That guy's a fucking absolute imbecile. And he ruined stand-up comedy. And then this guy, I can't even believe like he's something to somebody. But I've lived good, but I see what's out there in the fucking media and these comics that are out there, and I have to come back and do what I was doing 10 years ago and show people how it's done.
You're saying Stuttering John ruined stand-up comedy for everyone?
Yes, people like Stuttering John, who was famous 30 years ago when Howard Stern was relevant, is doing stand-up comedy because he can't do anything else. And it ruins for other comics that are trying to come up and have legitimate acts. What does he say that's funny? He failed at everything. So the only thing he could do is pollute stand-up comedy now and say, I hate people like him. I mean, on a personal level, I could say, we're proud that another artist, does something with their career or whatever. But as a comedian or as a fan of comedy, he should die. He should be taken out of commission. They should shoot him up with COVID. I mean, the guy should not be on fucking stand-up stages. I hate it. I hate that. So,
is Stuttering John the COVID of comedy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he's garbage. He's garbage. Yeah. I mean, the thing is like even 20 or 30 years ago, we're talking on Howard Stern. I mean, he was a stutter. He got on John Jay Leno, which was a amazing achievement. That's it. That's great. A stutter as an announcer. That's great. I mean, he had an album that nobody gives a shit about. But I mean, like now, why are we talking about this person? I mean, it's just embarrassing. I just can't believe it. So yeah, I don't even know why I got off. I was listening to you guys talk about him. I had to say something. So,
you know what? I feel bad because I think a lot of people feel the same way that you feel, and they express it to him. So I'm like 50-50. I'm like, should we tell him that? Yes. Oh, you think, okay. So honesty is always the best policy, even if it's very negative.
He needs to, like, people have told me in my career, you're in show business. People tell you things you don't want to hear. Has anybody been objective with this person to say like, dude, you're not funny? You just get out of it. You're 55, just die. Basically. He belongs in a box.
Die?
Well, I mean, he does not, I mean, like come on, that's a little extreme. But I mean, what does he do? I mean, what does he do? He can't do anything else, so he's going to do comedy. I don't want to talk about John, but I just can't believe you guys are just putting this person up on a pedestal. He's not your achievement. You've done great things. You were in Cobra Starship, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I have done great things, but I do appreciate, and I think it's very real, the fact that, in everybody's life, like in your life and my life, we all have struggles and we all have successes. Everybody, no matter what you're doing, if it's an entertainment or not an entertainment, either way, we go up and down. Things that are good happen, things that are bad happen. And it's all how you handle it. And John is a perfect representation of handling something very poorly. Okay. So if we can learn something from this, I think that's the way to go. So what do we learn? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Learn. He wanted to go out with you. I don't understand that. To go on your show, he had to go on a date with you or go to dinner. That's ridiculous. You could get better people than John. Seriously, people know, a lot of like famous people know who you are. Like that's ridiculous. Like he's like not even famous. He's an embarrassment, and he's not even good looking either. Like he's kind of like he's fat, and I just couldn't believe he said that.
Jeff, nobody says he's good looking. We have a question from Sigmund.
Oh my God.
Sigmund, you just wrote to me in a private message about DJ Jeff Duran. What is your question for him?
Oh, you mean my comment?
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't repeat that.
What is that?
Complaining about, I'll just be neutral. Complaining about Stuttering John, right? About he's 55 years old. And
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I just can't believe that you guys are talking about this person like he's some kind of like amazing like icon or amalgamant or something.
Something else to talk about, because that sounds kind of like, really critical and unhappy and unpleasant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, he's a new person here.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about Stuttering John.
No, you're a new person here. We're just getting to know you.
I know.
You've done a lot of interesting things. So sometimes you got banned or booed off stage, but you'd work as a DJ to keep your JJ star alive. So you've done a lot of things. You've had outrageous moments that you can't even hear on radio. Your years as a wild man of comedy lead to an embarrassing onstage meltdown.
Okay, what you're talking about,
What is that?
is the album. I just have a new album that's out. It's If You Can't Dazzle Them with Brilliance. It just came out on Apple and iTunes and Spotify and everything. And that's why I wanted to come on here to talk about the new album. And it's a great comedy album. It has Andrew Dice Clay, Jay Moore, Gabriel Iglesias, Little Baby, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga is on your comedy album?
Yeah, because she was one of the guests on my show when I had a radio show. So I have a lot of interview segments, and I put those together. Plus, she contributed some original material.
When did she do this? When did she do this?
I had her on my show a long time ago, but she's given her blessing to be on the album. We just got the clearance like 6 months ago. And she put it as an original song that's on there that she contributed to it. So yeah, there's music on there. There's skits. There's stand up. There's it goes the full gamut. So.
And what is she like? What is she like to work with?
Well, yeah, I'm one of those people. I got to interview her when she just was starting out, and so she used to come on my radio show, and you could throw anything at her, and she would talk about it. She'd discuss any topic. So she was a blessing, and so I loved seeing her just become this big, huge phenomenon, but she was a great guest and just a phenomenal performer and artist,
Wow. Okay. So you have this big album with all these famous people on it. Do you pay the people to be on, or they just do it? Like, why do they do it?
Because it's like, they respect, what I've done in my, like, I'm one of those guys that like never got, you talk about like Slighted and Drew and Mike were talking about that. Like, yeah, I mean, I was one of those guys that like got blackballed and, from the gate. But, the truth people that like, were around there, they give credit, for work. I've opened up for Lady Gaga. I've done like, shows with Dice and stuff like that, because it's those kind of people. They know, how hard it is sometimes to be in this business, and then I get the respect you deserve,
It is a very hard business. I'd like to play your introduction video that I have.
Oh yeah, a child made this. So yeah, okay.
This is wonderful. Everybody enjoy this.
JJ Star was one of those magic things that I got to see, which made me jaded today.
He's open for Pauly Shore and Dave Attell. Comedy Central, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. JJ Star!
This year we got Asian games.
I mean, what do these people do? Get mad? I don't pull out drive-bys, go back and snap photos of the crime scene? When I got a real dad, real dad!
I don't apologize for anything I've said. I've said everything on stage.
Fuck the penny saver!
You're never going to see something like that again. It's going to surprise you and give you that kind of impression.
JJ Star was praying for everyone in the club to die because they didn't laugh. It's a joke!
Blood on the wall, chains on the ceiling.
40 ounce of malt liquor, bucket of fried chicken, speaking Ebonics, going, yeah, I'm the son of God! Step to meet my 12 homeboys, plus a cap in your ass!
You murderers! People are killing people, they're offended by a word!
They thought it was real.
My babysitter molested me! I'm thinking you lucky son of a bitch!
I'm here to fucking entertain you fucking bitch!
You have to be a rock star to do that.
Yeah, the album's out. The album is out.
That is amazing. Wow, that's an incredible video. So you must have a lot of fans from your comedy. Are you still going on tour? You know, what does your life look like? What's your day-to-day?
My day-to-day is I live here in Newport Beach with I have a rabbit. I don't have a dog, but I have a rabbit, Bun. And yeah, I'm getting ready to do some shows. I still, you know, with the DJing, I put out, if you go to my YouTube channel, I put out a mixtape every day. You know, I work with the hottest hip hop artists. And yeah, I'm going to be doing the stand-up tour in fall and early part of winter. So yeah, we're going to get back out there. I got the Comedy Store coming up. We got the Roxy. We're going to do a show. I always did like shows at like rock venues and stuff because as you can tell, the comedy's a little bit, you know, off color. You know what I mean?
But what's your main thing? Is your main thing DJing? Like, where do you get your income from?
Well, yeah, my income basically comes from, you know, I had a song, it's music because like I got a song with NBA Youngboy who just got signed to Motown. We have a song out that was like 4 million just on YouTube alone streams. So I've been eating off that for the last, you know, 6 months.
So you can make money from the YouTube views, the 4 million YouTube views?
Well, I mean, it's not just YouTube, it's Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. We put out a song right before the pandemic, and the thing became like a, you know, charted. It was like a huge success, and so yeah, that kind of stuff helps things. And then you know and I did well when I was on radio and stuff. I was in different markets too, and I mean, I guess I saved my money, and I was like someone that was real conservative with it, and
I just know Newport Beach is like very expensive. That's why.
Yeah, I live right. Balboa is like right here. I've been here for a couple of years. I mean, during the pandemic, I was glad that I was here. You know what I mean? I just stayed in here the whole time. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, how do you feel about meeting fans in person? Do you do that?
We don't. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I don't really have that many. Like, I mean, I call them friends. You know what I mean? I don't have fans.
Oh, you call them friends?
These are friends. These are people that I never think of myself as anything but like a fan myself of music and entertainment. So whoever would show any kind of respect toward me, I feel like I have them over. You know what I mean? I hang with them. Not so much like Andy Dick, you know, going into that kind of belligerence, but I mean, I do. And I just like to hang with people that are cool. You know, it's just right now though, you know, because of the stuff that's out there, I got to be kind of careful who I bring in my home. But I never see myself bigger or anything than anybody else. I like to meet all different kinds of people, you know?
Yeah. So typically I'm like that too, but then, you know, you meet people and then they could say whatever they want about you.
Yeah. But that's kind of, you know, that goes for part of it. Someone's always going to talk shit. You know what I mean? That's like, but you gotta expect that, you know, it's when someone doesn't have much going on in their life, you know, they might live vicariously through you. You know, like I do with rock stars and rappers. I live vicariously through their lives, you know, and I, you know, that's just the way it goes. But yeah, people talk shit all the time. You got to expect that. That's part of it, you know?
Yeah, because recently, you know, I met that guy Kleenex and he was so nice. And I said so many good things about him. And I was just thrilled. And he, you know, he'd been following my show for like 7 years and following me. And I thought, I'm just going to be really nice to this guy. I'm going to make him have a great night. I'm going to invite Stuttering John. I'm going to invite one of my work colleagues. I'm like, I'm going to make this the best day of his life. And so I really tried to do that. And then I'll show you what he did next.
Oh, this is a date, huh?
Kleenex. I want to talk to. No, fuck. She's all about John. She's got to try to get her name on page 6 again. And the difference is now that I've met her, let me tell you, Corey. Let me tell you what I decided after meeting her. She's not as hot as she used to be, and I'm glad I did meet her because whatever tension there was going on between me and her, it was the most non-sexual experience meeting her. She just was like a genuinely nice person. But I also know what a pathological liar she is.
But sir, that was my next.
Elisa,
I'm just making sure. Wait a minute.
Okay, it's about Elisa. But that was my next question. It's like, what was it like with your experience after meeting her? And
well, because we had a nice talk, and it was like,
yeah, and it was like I was wondering about that.
I can't finish. You keep fucking interrupting me. You know the passion that I had, the hate, the love, the anxiety. 6 years of that shit. When I met him, like, this is what I was thinking, Corey. What in the hell was I thinking? She's not anything really that special. Like they said, don't ever meet your hero. Or don't ever meet your,
That's kind of rude, isn't it?
It's very rude.
When you meet him, you're going to be disappointed. I was disappointed that she wasn't more stunning than I was in my mind. She was. Now, I don't know if she's aged. I've aged, but the point is, she was sweet. She was genuine, like how she was the first month we knew each other when we when she was still in Manhattan. She was that really nice woman that I and then I turned it into
this guy's like obsessed
becoming like
with
T-Bob, just so I could, I was the T-Bob. Okay.
Okay. If I may interrupt there, Chris, did you think that you built a legend in your own mind?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It's like I imagine so much.
Wow, that's really. I mean, that's not.
Somebody go, well, that was just all my. That was all me. That crazy shit was built in my head. And then she did get me upset. So every time I got angry in the old days, I was mad. And she made me mad on this trip, which I could really throw her in the bus, but I'm not going to do that.
Well, also you already did yourself be mad because
I was going to be in Santa Barbara, and I would now possibly be in San Francisco by now, which is home for me. I spent 12 years in the Bay Area, so that's my home. But I'm not regretting going to the Roosevelt, but I went there to see her again. And then it became, she wanted to make a client on me. She goes, she started calling me when I was in Huntington Beach. And all of a sudden she started pitching me. Now, first of all, I've been in sales. You know that. I've been in sales since I was 1960. You cannot close a closer. And yes, I would buy gold. Would I buy it from her? I don't know. I mean.
Kleenex, do you feel good about what you said about me?
Well, I mean, I did that because I wanted you to see, that it was a pleasant experience meeting you, but I did stay longer because I thought Labor Day, poolside, Roosevelt, nice place. You were going to bring Josh. I was looking forward to actually being able to talk to Josh and you without John's presence. But the fact that you started pitching me to buy gold, which I'm thinking about it, but it seemed like, well, she's only meeting me because she thinks I'm going to become a client now. And I thought she was meeting me to give me a chance to see that we could have a normal conversation. I thought the evening went real well. But pitching me for gold and then being really persistent about I stay longer and longer to meet your boss. I didn't want to meet your boss. I wanted to hang out with Josh again. I really like Josh. I wanted to see you one more time before I left. So I wasn't like angry that I had stayed, but I felt I didn't see it being the Labor Day that I thought. I thought this was a place you were going to be comfortable with. It's a gorgeous hotel. I'm glad I stayed there. I met wonderful people. But the thing is, I felt like, okay, he doesn't buy from me. I don't have time for him.
Hold on 1 second. Kermit and Friends.
I'm telling you, that's what
Kermit and Friends. How can I help you? Kermit and Friends.
Kermit and Friends. Yeah.
Hello.
See, they're just going to get some.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, I told you Kleenex is still obsessed with you. Look around his neck. He even went and bought a Star of David necklace, and he's telling everyone he's Jewish now, just so he can get closer to you. He thinks that's going to somehow endear you to him, claiming that he's Jewish. I told you he's an obsessed stalker. Love you, Lisa.
Love you, Chad. So Kleenex, I just don't understand.
Let's get about this because this is personal. My uncle, who's my mom's baby brother, my last name Young, he's Jewish, but he's a Jew for Jesus. He bought this in 1970. He gave it to me when I was there in Lake Elsinore. Okay, I didn't buy this for you. He gave it to me and said, would you wear it? I said, yeah, I'll wear it. I'm wearing it. See, the thing is, you met me and you know that, I'm a kind-hearted guy that I can just be normal. But you have this guy, Chad, that you've never met, but you take his word You know, I don't know what to say to you. It was fantastic meeting you. You were more than I thought you were going to be. You were genuine. You were sweet. You were.
Why did you go after my looks? Why would you do that? That's so
because in my mind you were like see, I don't want to get angry. In my mind, when I met you, I told you even when we were together, you were like my Elizabeth Taylor. You were like this. I mean, you're attractive. Okay, you know, you ought to get off the looks. Okay, because you're not going to have.
You went after my looks, Kleenex. You went after them.
No, I didn't go after your looks.
Yes, you did. I could play it again.
Well, it's because you're so obsessed with it. You're so vain.
I'm not obsessed with it. You're obsessed with it. I never talk about my. No, hey, I never talk about my looks. You brought up my looks.
No. I brought up your looks because it was like Elizabeth Taylor was what she was in the hot cat, a cat on a hot tin roof. Okay, she's just so stunning. And then as later on in life, she's still attractive, but it starts to change. And when I saw Emma Stone in Calabasas, she's not that attractive in person. She looks great on film. She's skinny. She looks malnutrition. So it's like, oh, she was so pretty in all these movies, La La Land, or whatever she's been in. But I mean, with you, I had you built up as like a goddess. Well, yeah, 7 years have gone by. Look, I know what I look like. I know what you think of me. I know, I get it. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. I was trying to put it in perspective that it was good, but I felt different after meeting you. First of all, I went on that Joker show. I was going to rip him a new one. I can't stand pedophiles. Okay. I got attacked by Corey. I got caught up. I didn't go there to talk about you or my experience here. I was really going there to go after the Joker. That guy really disgusts me. I mean, out of all the people who've been on your show, that guy disgusts me, but I went in this other direction. Okay, look at me in a startled face, Elisa. It's not me resharpening my knives, coming to tool up again to have a war with you. That was not, do you not think I thought you would see that? These are things I would have told you maybe in person if we had been alone, because I wasn't trying to embarrass you. I think you were trying to embarrass me right now. Since I've been on the show, you've done the same thing you used to. You used to bring Corey or somebody as soon as I got on, or Cynthia Hessler, somebody to battle with me. You always wanted to see if you could get somebody to trigger me. And you got this new guy, Hud, that you brought on. He's like, he's going to suck my dick with my permission. What does that even mean? And you want to talk about a sycophant? I met a sycophant of mine. The only real sycophant I have is dipshit Mike. He's a fucking weirdo, but I still made the best of the evening and shared a lot of time with him. And he's a sycophant, and he is a weirdo. He's exactly what I thought he would be. You surprised me being more sincere, more caring, more logical in person, more interesting. And
but you went after me. Why did you do that? Why did you say that?
What's no matter? Why you keep bringing it up?
You brought it up. I said you're
you keep saying, "Oh, you went my looks." You said she wasn't hot. If you're getting me back in that cycle, I don't want to get in this. If you're not,
I said Kleenex. I said you're Kermitarian of the week. I loved meeting you. You were so nice. You were so.
I loved meeting you. You completed this tour.
Why go after my looks on camera on a podcast? Why do that?
Why you go after my family and my wife and call the police and have me put in a goddamn holding cell? It was something to do. It's a podcast. What did you do? You called my wife. You called my best friend in Seattle. You told him I needed to be put away. You gave pictures of me to your doorman there in New York, like I ever had money back then to even come to New York, or like I would do that. And I was apologizing to you about how bad I've been to you throughout these years. And then you're trying to sell me something because now, he's got a little bit of money to spend. I can make a commission. I thought it was about meeting me to give me a chance. No, you're working. You're just working. And like you said, the two people that you were really not wanting to meet, you said you put them together. First of all, let's be honest about John. He's a fucking prick. Okay? He was exactly what I expected. And what did I do? I still try to be nice. I paid the fucking tab that he wouldn't shut up about because the evening was going so well with you and with Josh. I was trying not to let him spoil the energy of we were enjoying each other's companionship. We spent about three hours together. And the guy was finally, thank God, Josh is such a sweetheart that he engaged with John to get John to stop being. John was being hateful to the staff, he was worried about a drink that I had. I was saying, fine, I'll take it. I mean, one thing I don't like is people that are mean to waiters. I was a waiter. I worked in the restaurant business. When you see somebody being shit to staff, They're a shit. You just don't do that. If the food is good or not good, or
I don't like meeting fans. Do you see why?
I'm really docile right now because I was smoking a bunch of weed. But I don't think Messianic Jews are real Jews. So Jews for Jesus, they're not even Jewish.
what does that mean? No, my uncle converted to Christianity. He was raised Jewish. There's a lot of Jews that become born again, and they have an organization called Jews for Jesus. In other words, they were raised Jewish, they're Jewish by heritage, by faith, and they convert. It's like if they converted to Catholicism. Look, I'm not upset with you. I know you think
I'm upset with you, Kleenex.
Okay, then
I took my time out.
I spent $1,200 to be at the Roosevelt, and you never showed the fuck up. I spent time and money that I was not going to spend because I expected to hang out with you and Josh at least for a couple hours on Labor Day. And then you said you went to a pool party where all they talked about was COVID, and I'm sitting at a cabana meeting nice, interesting people that are not talking about anything but enjoying it. You would have been in a better environment to come to the Roosevelt, and you probably would have not even been talking to me. You would have met somebody else, I'm telling you, at the cabana in Roosevelt, and you would have had a lovely 2 hours. Or if you were there for 20 minutes, you couldn't even give me 10 minutes. And I dropped over $1,200 to stay there. Now, I still enjoyed it. It's just I didn't plan on doing it, and I chose to do it because I thought we were going to spend more time together. But it's like it became very obvious that I wasn't going to stay after Tuesday and give you the financial records. I told you in the DM. My wife said, you're not doing anything if you're going to become a client until we talk about this. That's how you stay married for 32 years. But you wouldn't know a fucking thing about that because you've never been married. You don't do things in financial in a marriage without your wife's permission. It's our lives. You know, you have problems when you want to do decisions on your own. I didn't take this trip about my wife being on board with it. Everybody's like, oh, his wife threw him out. She's on board with it. We talk every day. It was a pleasure to meet you, but I didn't. When you set me up to make a client out of me, I'm a salesperson. I'm the kind of guy like Robin Williams that go into a damn funeral and try to sell somebody a goddamn car. So I'm guilty as what you did to me. Or you're just working. You're always closing. You're always closing. They say always be closing. But I was offended, not by that. I was offended that I stayed at the Roosevelt for 2 extra days and you couldn't even stop by for a half hour. Brian from New Jersey came, had a great time. You know, he was insistent on finding your place, which I thought was kind of weird, but we found it. And then I thought, that's going to creep her out. So I'll videotape it. I'll tell her I was there because I don't want her to be all scared again and putting posters up all over fucking Beverly Hills that this guy Kleenex is stalking me. Elisa, it was a joy to meet you. What I was trying to say what I'm trying to say is I had you built up in my head as something bigger than life. And when I met you, you're just a person. You're just a person. That's it. Now you're gonna be angry because your looks are involved. How would you like to look? How would you like to look like me and try to get through?
I didn't criticize your looks.
Oh, you have in the past. Don't say you haven't. Yeah, put that one up. Yeah, see. Yeah.
I mean, I just can't believe that you said that all those bad things about my looks. And that
I didn't say anything. I said you weren't what I had built up in my mind. I said one thing about it.
But why would you say that? Even if you felt it, why would you go into that? Why not just keep that to yourself? Why tell like somebody that hates me? You were on Corey's little show and you were talking about how bad my looks are to Corey and he doesn't even like me. Why would you do that? That's so weird. It makes me not want to meet any fans.
First of all, I told you from the beginning I'm not your fan because I don't find your music interesting like Clear Ciders. I'm not a fan of what you've done professionally. I got involved in your podcast. I admired you as a person. Okay. You were on the Howard Stern show, I don't know. I mean, my uncle was Paul Revere from Paul Revere's. He was my uncle. I was never a fan. I didn't even like half the music they did. Okay. Mark Lindsay, was asking me, he said, why did you not really like our music? I said, because I was into Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. My point is, you're obsessed with everybody doing what you want to do. You're about control. You said you won't even date a man that you can't have control over. So I went off the reservation and talked about why wouldn't you appreciate more that I said the good things, but I'm also willing to say the things that.
But why would you trash me for my looks when you look like that?
Oh, and why the fuck do you care what I look like?
You dodged the
Am I really
bullet.
going to be part of your life? What do we care? I'm 60, you're 42. We're never going to meet again. So why don't you just get the fucking over yourself?
This
When you're
guy's
60,
nuts, crazy.
what?
You dodged a bullet. He's nuts.
I dodged a bullet.
Fucking crazy.
Okay, so this
He would have probably.
Wait,
missed
let's
it.
hear what
He's
he
literally-
has to say. Let's hear what he has to say. What, Weezy?
This guy's nuts. I mean, it's clear and evident that he's nuts. You dodged a bullet. Look at how he's reacting right now. And he's married and he's acting like this. Obviously, he's been obsessed with you for a long time. And he's acting like this on camera in front of a ton of people. How would he act with you alone?
Yeah, the thing is, he's not saying something that's very important to the story. So he met a colleague of mine. He told me that he was interested in becoming a client. I'm not sure why he said that, but he actually did say that. I would have never thought that. And he was saying that. So I said, okay, great. Why don't you stay longer in town? I'll introduce you to some more of my colleagues, and you could stay 2 blocks away from where I work. So he did. Okay. Then he wasn't qualified to be a client, so he couldn't meet anybody. I'm sorry, but he wasn't qualified at all. He could not even get in the building.
He only went there to meet you. That was his in to meet you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's obvious. And for somebody to be married, that's the creepiest part. Dude's acting like he's completely obsessed with you, and then just drops that he's casually, oh, I'm married. You dodged a bullet for sure.
Thank you, Weezy. I agree with that. I'm just, it hurts.
Don't
Part
meet
of it.
them. Don't meet them.
Yeah. I don't think it's weird because some fans I've had such a good experience with, and then a lot of them, actually most of them, end up like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because I really did.
Great internet. It makes for great internet. Let me tell you that.
Oh,
Very
thank you.
great. But however, this is your real life, and this guy's obviously unstable.
Yeah, and it's weird because, when I was listening to him talk, he's saying, oh, you're getting old, she's getting older, and just really
Those are just ways to get back at you because he didn't get his way. And so he's like, what can I do? And he's like, he even admitted it. He's held you at this high standard. He thinks you're a goddess. You're beautiful. Of course, he didn't meet you in real life and think, oh, she's not beautiful. He's using that because it's the only ammo that he has against you because he thinks that you care about your looks as much as he cares about your looks.
Yeah, and I actually never brought up looks at all. I certainly didn't bring up his looks. I just said, oh, I had a nice time. He's Kermitarian of the week. He was really super nice that day. But this is something that I don't like in general when people do is,
Who would?
he wanted more from the situation than what I was willing to give. He lied. He said he was interested. I'll just be honest with you. He told me he wanted to buy $100,000 in gold. And I'm not lying. That's what he said. So I said, great, I'll set up a meeting for you, but I have to make sure you're qualified. He was not qualified, so I can't set him up with that meeting. I can't. Right, Jeff? That's it. I'm sorry. That's what happened.
It's an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment.
I can tell you had intentions. That's just ridiculous. I mean, he's all over the place. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but no, I wouldn't want to meet him either. It was horrible.
Yeah.
What is that? His intention, he likes you. He likes you, for crying out loud. He thought you guys were going to hang out and have drinks or something. And that was never even discussed. I could tell by where you're coming from.
Yes. So I was just disappointed in humanity in general, that there's a person that's alive that would do that and try to trick me and then blame me that he spent $1,200 for the Roosevelt Hotel that
Who cares? What is that? That's why you go to the Roosevelt. What do you think? I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, I have no idea why he would be trashing you on some show like that either. I mean, doesn't he come on here? Isn't he a regular person on your show here?
He's about to be banned for life, honestly, Jeff, because that is just, it makes me furious that I would take time out of my life to spend with someone that would do that and try to make me look bad and be hostile and just be a complete asshole.
But my question is was the clear going into it that you guys were going to do? It was he was going to be a client, basically. He wanted to be a client. That's why you would agree to meet the person, right?
Well, before I met him the first time, he says, oh, you work at a gold company. I'm interested in buying $100,000 in gold. I said, great, Kleenex. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to my colleague who I brought to the initial meeting. Stuttering John was also there. So I'm like, great. I'm talking to Stuttering John about being on Kermit and Friends. I'm talking to Kleenex about being a client. He also gets to meet me and have fun.
All kind of works
perfect.
out,
It was like a perfect situation where everybody's networking, right? It went great. Kleenex was very nice and just good personality, fun guy to be around. Then I said, okay, if you're still interested, book a hotel near my office and I'll set you up with a meeting next week. He was not qualified to have a meeting, said, oh, I can't do this without my wife. Turns out they're her accounts. So he can't even do anything. And then now I'm the bad guy because I'm not as good looking as he thought. Because I mean,
that's ridiculous. I mean, that's horrifying. I mean, I can't believe it. No, you're beautiful, but I mean, he clearly had other intentions here. I mean, going to the Roosevelt and ordering drinks and all that stuff. And I mean, you have time. It's like part of your time. You know, you have other things to do. I don't blame you for.
I'd rather, honestly, Jeff, I'd rather do absolutely nothing than that.
Well, same with me. I would never want to go. I mean, you asked me about people, fans. I mean, I don't have very many fans or friends, but I wouldn't want to meet someone like that. And I mean, especially if there was like something discussed going into it. I mean, if you're not going to get the 100,000, what's the point, you know?
Exactly. So I think the moral of the story is just don't believe anybody and don't be nice. And don't spend time on any, like, seriously, it's really ruining me for other people because in the past, I've enjoyed meeting fans of Kermit and Friends. I've had a good experience, but typically it turns into a disaster. Everybody, please enjoy Wappy. I think he's playing from his new album today. Enjoy.
Sirens ring, the shots ring out. A stranger cries, screams out loud. I had my world strapped against my back. It held my hands, never know how to act. In the same white line that was drawn on you, drawn on me, and now it's drawn me in. 6th Avenue, all day. Below me was a homeless man singing songs no complete. On the steps alone, his guitar in his hand. It's 50 years he stood where he stands. In the same white line that's drawn on you, it's drawn on me, and now it's drawn me in. 6th Avenue, all day. Sixth Avenue, all day. Sixth Avenue, all day.
Absolutely beautiful. James, what's on the wrap-up show for today?
Hey, I'm going to have Wappy on the show, actually. It's going to be really cool. I'm super excited.
Good.
This man is so talented. I don't.
Yes.
I gotta say, I'm not blowing smoke up yet, but your eye for talent is incredible. Wappy is such a brilliant singer and an artist, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him and hearing some music. And oh my gosh, absolutely amazing.
Oh.
And you're such a nice person, guys. You know what? Elisa's a brilliant person, and we can see that. But you got to give her some space and treat her with respect, okay? Because she's human, and the stuff that's really stressing her out. This is not cool, people. Right?
No, I mean it's not.
It's hurtful.
It's you know what it is, James. He went after me when I gave so much to him. You know, I've forgiven him multiple times. He's done so many wrong things to me. And against my better judgment, I met up with him. It was against my better judgment. I knew I shouldn't do it. Hold on one second. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Lisa, this is Derek. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to give you a call and tell you that was the best episode so far. That was my favorite episode by far.
Really? What'd you like about it?
What's that?
What'd you like about it?
Well, I loved the dynamic between you and what's his name, Sean?
Drew from the Drew and Mike show in Detroit.
Yes. Yeah, He was very professional.
Thank you. Yeah, he's wonderful. I go on his show and he came on mine. I have tremendous respect for him. He's been in the industry forever and has had a lot of success. He had the #1 radio show in Detroit. And now he has over 200,000 people listening to every episode. And I can verify that because those people reach out to me on my social media and they say nice things about me on the show. So hopefully I'll be on there more. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Eric. And I love you, Eric. You know, I don't.
Oh, thanks so much, hon.
Yeah, yeah. You're,
and I also wanted to say, good job kind of keeping your cool with Kleenex.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think people like that are they have like sentimental value,
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah,
not really.
Like,
Why?
Where like I just moved and I had to move all my notebooks and I said I should throw these things out. They're like garbage.
Mhm.
But they have a lot of notes from human beings, their stories, like poetry. And I said, it still has value. I don't know where the value is, but I want to keep it. So anyways, keep it up, hon. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, that's a very nice guy, Eric. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk too much shit on Kleenex, really, but I mean, it's hurtful, Crystal, when people go after. It's really hard when they go after your looks, right, Crystal?
Oh, I'm the queen of that. It happens all the time. But can you hear me okay? And I'm not echoing.
Yeah, you sound great, actually. You sound great.
Okay, I know, shocker, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to clarify. I think there was a point when I was watching Kleenex and I was like, God, you're so dumb. Shut up. And you just, he knows by now you're just going to let him just sit there and hang himself. So I don't know what, like, he's just retarded. But there was one point where he did express himself. And I think it's what he was trying to say on Corey's show perfectly. He was just like, I built you up in my head. And then when I met you, I realized, oh shit, she's just a person. Had he just said that, only that, and left it at just that, even on Corey's show, that would have been fine. And you wouldn't have been offended. And it would have been understandable. And so where Kleenex is, I get what he was saying. He wasn't trying to attack your looks. He was just saying exactly how he said it right then. But he didn't say it like that because he was with Corey. And sometimes when you're around people that already have ill feelings, you tend to like slip into that. Kleenex is famous for that. So I think that's what he meant. But attacking your, I've met you in person and
no, but Crystal, it's not about like how good looking I am or how like old I got. It's not really about that. It's that I gave to this guy. I tried to make him feel special. I invited Stuttering John. I knew he would love that. And he still went after me and tried to hurt me. And I'll tell you, even though I like fucking hate this guy, it still is painful. It's still kind of painful because it's like, wow, you could put yourself out there and be exposed and vulnerable because I'm the one, it's not him. Nobody gives a fuck about this guy. I'm the one that's on a platform. I'm the one that people are interested in. So they're going to want to know what I was like when, I would want it to be when I meet someone that likes Kermit and Friends or likes Howard Stern or whatever I'm involved in at the time. I want them to be respectful of meeting me. And even if I'm not as good looking or funny or I have an off night, I didn't think I had to dress up to meet this fucking ugly fat guy. I really didn't think so. Okay.
Okay. Wait. Stop. You're letting your.
I mean, Crystal. Would you put on makeup?
Stop it. You're lowering yourself.
Okay. Sorry. No, you're right.
Can I?
And poor, by the way.
Stop
poor
with the pictures because
sorry.
I'm trying to be the voice, and God forbid I'm the voice of reason here. But we're about to see some epic history being made.
Okay.
I also have been involved with Kermit and Friends in the past, and I used to be your arch nemesis. We were rivals. I was not a fan of yours at all when I met you in person. And I found you to be absolutely delightful and just such a warm presence and had a great time from that moment on, from the time that we met forward to now. I have not said a bad word about you since. I just can't. I just can't. Like, yeah, we had our thing, but I think that was mostly just drummed up for the show and for the entertainment purposes of it. But I don't like you've made such progress, and I've watched from time to time. I'm not really around much anymore, but I watch from time to time. I tune into your show and stuff, and your growth as a host and as a broadcaster is phenomenal, and it's inspiring to watch and to witness. And I don't want to. I've been so proud of you because you have kept yourself above it. And if anybody would be able to bring you back down, it would be Kleenex, obviously.
Yeah, he's infuriating, Crystal. He's infuriating. No matter how much we grow, that's the thing. No matter how much we grow, there's always a test.
There's always someone who can bring you back.
There's always someone.
What I'm trying to do is tell you, that's why I'm trying to stop you. Like, don't do it anymore. Don't call him names. Don't attack his looks back, no matter how much you want to. You know what you look like. You know that you're beautiful, and you're beautiful on the inside. I've seen you in person. I personally think that you're better looking in person than you are on cam. That's not saying that you're awful on cam. I'm just saying, but I wanted to come up here and I wanted to just point out that I don't think that he was attacking your looks. Obviously, he is dumb enough to do that, but I think he was just trying to say, I blew you up in my mind. I made you so much bigger than life. And then I got to meet you and I went, fuck, I'll be damned. She's just a person. And I think that had he just left it at that, it would have been great. But I think what you're doing is really, really great. I 100% support you. I'm so proud of you, whatever that's worth. I know it's not much coming from me, but awesome. And don't lower yourself. You're way bigger and better than to call names. You just have to let Kleenex hang himself, which is what you did. So
thank you, Crystal. Thank you. I appreciate the support. It's just that, you want to put good things out there in this world, in the Kermit and Friends world. I just want to put together a show that makes people feel good, right? So that's just the whole thing. I want myself to feel good. I want to be entertained. I want other people to be entertained. I want to spread happiness and joy and give people a platform to express themselves. So when I want to meet someone, I didn't even really want to meet this person, but I did. I met this person. I put myself out there, and that was really giving them the opportunity to bash me, which is exactly what he did. So, am I going to be the kind of person that never does it again and just is with my friends that I have here? I don't know. It's really confusing sometimes, but it's something to think about. Don't let people get you down, even if they talk badly about you. Always be strong. Don't let people tell you what to do. A lot of people have said to me, don't have this person on the show. Don't have that person on the show. You should do this different. You should do that different. Everything across the board. But, I just believe in what we're doing here, giving everyone a platform to express themselves and just be the best that they can be. Obviously, Kleenex is not taking that advice. But John, do you have a song to play us out?
Oh, no, I just wanted to come in and make some comments. I mean, I was one person that would love to meet you in person and was hoping we'd had that opportunity back a year or so ago. But he built you up as being this goddess in his mind, and you're a beautiful lady. I mean, I don't think the camera does you any justice. I'd be honored to meet you in person. I sure as hell wouldn't be bad.
No, honestly, John, I'm better looking on the show than I am in person, okay? I have lights. Yeah, I have lights. I have a lot of makeup on. I know how to look good on camera. I know my angles. And I'm not as good looking, but it doesn't give him the right to say that.
No.
Even if I'm fucking disgusting in person, keep that to yourself.
Well, you were nice, like you said. You were nice enough. You stepped out of your safe zone and met him. And I have great respect for Kleenex. We don't always get along, but we're close to the same age. I'm just a little bit older than he is. So, I don't really want to bash him too awful much because that's just not me anyways. But just how he, I was lost at words for someone that would go out of their way to spend that extra time. Of course, he said he wanted more time with you. That probably goes back to the old.
No, but he lied, John. He said he wanted to be my client. He even said it he went so far to say he just lied. He's a liar, and he is a liar, and he's mean. And then when he didn't get what he wanted, he turned against me. That is not attributes that I like, John, and I just really don't appreciate it.
Yeah,
so,
that's no way to treat someone that you would consider
a woman should not be treated that way. Charmin. I mean, you saw what he did. It's despicable.
And I had to call in. I wanted to thank you for having me on your show. Right? Everybody's jumping on Elisa this week and beating up on her, and you're not pretty enough because you're just a human, right? And at my nephew's funeral Thursday, I found out his favorite band of all time was Bone Thugs and Harmony. We all had a great conversation about this love affair that my nephew had with his favorite band his whole life. I never knew. I tried to get him on your show, to watch your show dozens of times before he passed away so unexpectedly at 36. And while everybody's finding something to argue about and fight about, you try to find a way to bring us together. And I thank you for it. You're beautiful inside and out. If somebody doesn't see the brilliance behind what you're doing, they're just not as smart as you are. And I think you're intelligent and you're amazing and fantastic. And I'm so glad that I crossed your path. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte.
I'm going to make it for the wrap-up show because I'm in Kentucky and I'm heading down into Tennessee because my travel plans got all messed up with this funeral this weekend. But I absolutely did not want to miss the opportunity. Thank you for everything you do. You're brilliant. The universe is working here through all of us. Everybody go back and watch the Bone Thugs and Harmony show in honor of my nephew and pay attention to what I said about COVID. It's important. And we all love you and care about you, even if I just sound like a man bashing broad during the process. Right? All love. And you know, my nephew said something to me really brilliant just before he passed away, and I want to share it with everybody today. He said that, you know, at the end of his life, he was incredibly grateful for the amazing woman that had in his life. He couldn't say enough things about this amazing woman who loved him and took care of him, and he got sick quick. Stage 4 lung cancer. He was dead within 4 months. It was bad. It went super fast. And he told me that throughout their relationship, whenever she wanted something, he always told her no. He was always arguing with her, picking a fight with her over something, and he had no reason. He just thought that's what he was supposed to do as a man. And then when he got sick, he stopped telling her no. He stopped arguing with her. He just did whatever it was she wanted to do that would make her a smile on her face. And it broke my heart that he had to get so sick and be looking at the end of his life before he got to the point where he just wanted to stop arguing with people. And he just wanted to love somebody and be loved by somebody. And he was so incredibly grateful to have this woman in his life that took such amazing care of him. And, you know, we all had a good laugh at his funeral services because there was multiple, because we all couldn't get together. Everybody had beef. There was drama. Nobody could put their arguments aside with him before he passed away. And people were mad because there were things they wanted to say to him because they loved him no matter what. No amount of money should have come between their friendship. No belief in politics should have put an end to their talking to each other. And they all just felt like they'd missed the opportunity to spend some time with their friends before they couldn't anymore. So, if you all could just find a reason to argue a little bit with us, you know, watch your friends' shows, even if they're stupid or maybe they've got too much drama in them. Pay attention to your friends. You're going to miss them when they're gone. And thank you for putting up with everything you do every week from all of us.
It's my pleasure, Charmin.
You're my hero. I appreciate you. I'm tapping out now, but I'll be listening to the show. Take care.
Thank you. Wow. All right. So that makes it all worth it. What do you think, Bob?
I didn't even know you was pulling me back up today. I tell you that was yeah, you know, Charmin has her moments and her quality moments too. Sorry about Gorilla Girl. I didn't have anything to do with her not coming on today, but I got a feeling I know who did and how to get around that. But maybe she'll come on in the future. I did book you another guest while you were doing this live stream here right now.
For today?
No, it's for next Sunday, but you're never going to guess who it is, and I'm not telling.
Are you ever going to tell?
I'll tell you after the show.
All right. Are you going to be joining James on the wrap-up show today, Bob?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I told James I would be there.
Okay, because there's a couple topics I want you to talk about. Obviously, what Charmin said, Kleenex, you know, meeting your hero and then finding out they're just a person. Drew from the Drew and Mike show. Also, Jeff Duran and what he said. So all these should be topics on the wrap-up show today. Obviously, thank you so much. It's okay. I don't even expect guests to show up ever. So it's a miracle when I get anybody here. And I'm just so grateful for you, Bob. And are you wearing your Kermit and Friends bracelet?
Oh, yes, I am. Right there, baby.
There you go.
That was a special gift. I thank you. And by the way, now that I for sure have the correct address for you, I'm sending you something.
Okay. I actually did give Bob my address because I trust my COO. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Wappy's going to play us out. And everybody just think of what Charmin's saying is so important. Our life on this earth is short. Let's be nice to each other. Let's help each other. Let's do everything that we can to just make it as enjoyable for others as possible. That is why I'm doing Kermit and Friends. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Well, Mama told me when I was young to set beside me my only son and listen closely to what I say, yeah. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day, yeah. Take your time, son. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come, they will pass. Yeah, find a woman, you'll find love. And don't forget, son, there is someone up above. And be a simple man, or be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son, if you can, yeah. Your lust for the rich man's gold, yeah, all that you need is in your soul. You'll find a woman, you'll find love. And don't forget, son, there is someone up above. And be a simple kind of man, or be something